Hey, I'm Lucinda Clark. I'm your produce lady. Today's Halloween and I am making caramel sauce so that I can turn this perfectly healthy apple into hip enhancing goodness. So to make caramel sauce is pretty simple. You have a cup of sugar and you put that in your deep dish pan. Put it on about a medium high. I add about 1/4 cup of water to that, and you just let that sit. This is the most difficult part of making caramel sauce because you really want to stir it, you want to touch it, but you can't. You can shake your pan if you'd like to, but if you stir this, it's going to crystallize and then it's going to be hard to make it a smooth caramel. So put your pan about medium and put your sugar in there, put a little bit of water, and then we're just going to wait. It'll be about 5 minutes or so. You do need to stand over it to watch it because it's very easy to burn. So I'm just going to stand here and watch it. Give me just a few minutes. Now they say watch pot never boils, but whoever they are hasn't made caramel sauce before. Because you do have to watch it and you do need it to boil, and you can still pick it up, swirl it around. Do not stir it. This is hard. Nervous Nelly here. I want to stir it, but you can't. So we're waiting. It is boiling. I don't know if you can see that. The color is starting to change. You want this to get a deep caramel color before you add anything to it. So essentially you're bringing it to the verge of burning it. So you're darkening it, you're caramelizing the sugar, and then you're going to add cream. So we're just going to stand here and stare at it for just a second. It's been about 5 minutes or so since I first put it on the heat. And once it gets a little bit darker, then we'll add our cream. One of the reasons I really like this recipe is that it doesn't have any crazy weird stuff in it like high fructose corn syrup. I'm not sure how they get corn into syrup, so I'm not trying to put that in my food. So it's boiling pretty good. We're just going to keep letting it do that. And once it gets the color that we want, we'll add our cream and stir like crazy. So what I'm doing now is letting this boil so that it's caramelizing. I'm Nervous Nelly. I really want to stir it. So since I can't stir it because that'll crystallize it, I'm going to stir it by shaking. I used a semi-raw sugar, an unrefined sugar, so it started out a little bit darker than your normal bright white sugar. But you can see that I'm starting to get it caramelized a little bit darker. I'm going to get it just about 30 more seconds here, and then I'm going to throw in the cream, and we're going to stir like crazy. You can use heavy whipping cream, half and half, or if you, for some crazy reason, are on a diet, you can use milk. It'll just be a little bit thinner, but it'll still taste good, and you can dip your apples in it. Besides apples, I also like to put pears, dip pears in mine. I find that's delicious. Okay, so we're getting close here. We have to watch it so that we don't burn it. It's very easy to burn this stuff. Your nose never tells you wrong. Your nose knows. So once you're happy with what color it is, and the smell, then you'll put your cream in. I once again think I need maybe 30 more seconds, maybe another minute. And you can see it kind of bubble up on the sides, and that's normal. Okay, what we're doing here is still just waiting for this sugar to caramelize. It's taking a little bit longer because we added the water in the beginning, and that water has to evaporate. But the reason I add that water is because it's less likely you're going to burn your sugar, and it makes it a lot easier to cook. Now, if you look on the side of my pan, you'll be able to see that the sugar is kind of crept up the top. And so what you can do in that case is just take a little, like, whatever you call that, spatula, and go around and kind of scrape it down a little. Don't touch the sugar, no matter how much you want to. And again, you can just kind of shake this. And I can see that my sugar's starting to dry and it's starting to caramelize pretty good. Okay, you're not supposed to stir this. You're really not. But I messed with it so much that now I have to stir it because I've messed with it so much. So there you go. I'm stirring it, which could cause it to crystallize. This could really backfire on me, in which case I will undo this video and do another one. So I'm stirring it up just a little here, kind of punching it down. It's about the color I need, and it's a beautiful color, you can see. And I just need that to unchunkify. And it's chunkified because I messed with it so much. Too much of this, and then I stirred it, and patience is a virtue that I just do not possess. This has been on there about 15 minutes total from the time I put it on the stove to now that it's very nearly ready. Like I said, adding that water in the beginning does add significantly the cooking time to the caramel, but it's also really great for not burning it. Okay. Can't help it. I'm going to stir some more. This is why I got kicked out of kindergarten, okay? I did not follow the rules. So, that looks delicious. It's the right color. It's nice. The sugar's all melted. It's the right consistency. I'm going to pick it up so you can see it. Woohoo! Pretty, pretty. Now, here comes the crazy part. When I add this cream, it's going to sizzle and hiss and throw a fit, and it's going to be awesome. Okay. I'm going to get my whisk ready because it's important to whisk it. You can watch? Okay. And so we're going to pour in this cream. Ooh, hissy, hissy, hissy. I don't know if you can see, but it's a hissing. And carrying on. Yeah, you can see, baby.
Wow.
Awesome, huh? All right, now you got to whisk like crazy to make this cream. Make sure my pan's not hot. Hold on. And I got chunks. See? This is what happens when you don't follow the rules. But that's okay. It'll melt and come out. We'll just, oh, I should have used a deeper pan. Oh, sizzle, frizzle, my nizzle. This will work, I promise you. It just makes a mess. If you're a neat freak, you might not want to follow my instructions. So I'm stirring slow so as not to spill all over the place. But I'm still trying to whisk this cream in there. And it's a little stiff at the bottom because of that caramelized sugar. That word is really hard to say. I'm just throwing that out there. But as you can see, we got that in the bottom still, so we just need to melt that sugar. What we'll do is turn our stove down to like a simmer, because that low heat will make that sugar so that it'll not be so thick like that and get back into the cream. So, whisk like crazy. Well, whisk like crazy, but not so much it goes over the side. That wouldn't be cool. So as I'm stirring it with this whisk, I can feel that the caramelized sugar that's on the bottom of the whisk is starting to be less, which is nice. See, it's starting to come off a little more. As soon as I get it off my whisk, I can just let this boil for a second, and it'll smooth that all back out. Are you camping in the kitchen?
No.
Are you excited for Halloween? Yeah?
Woohoo!
Okay, so I've been whisking this for about 45 seconds. I don't know, maybe a minute. It's almost off.
4:39. That's what it says. 4:39.
Yeah, that's the time, baby.
4:39.
Okay. So you can see that's been all whisked up, and it's snap. I'm going to turn it off, and as it cools down, it's going to thicken, and then we'll be able to use that to dip the apples in. So just going to take it off the heat, As you can see, it's still sizzling, and we'll just set it off the heat and probably wait like 10 minutes or so. Hey, I'm Lucinda Clark. I'm back with the caramel sauce. As you can see, I've let it sit on my stove and cool down. It's still a little runny. It will thicken as it sits. I serve this two ways. Tonight, for dessert, I've made a pumpkin. I baked it in the oven, then I cleaned out the seeds and I cut it like this. And I will drizzle the caramel over the top of the pumpkin and serve that for dessert. The other thing I'm going to do is just stand over the stove and dip my apples in this sauce and eat it. It's amazing. Fiona will tell us how it turned out. It's a lot.
Hot.
Double dip here. Tell me about that one.
No.
Moment of truth. So I'm Lucinda Clark, and thanks for watching. This is how you make caramel sauce. Again, three ingredients. You need water, sugar, and cream, and that's it. Happy Halloween, everyone.